The older I get, the more I genuinely appreciate this film. Something about it just feels different. It's not just a baseball movie, not just a coming-of-age story, it's a time capsule, a love letter to childhood.
That's the most amazing thing I ever saw.
To summer days that stretched on forever, to friendships that felt like they could never break.
I want you to make some friends this summer, lots of them.
Benny, wait! Your glove!
Keep it, man.
It's not the biggest movie, not the most action-packed, but somehow it leaves an impact bigger than most.
Yeah, she even signed her name on it. Some lady named Baby Ruth. Baby Ruth!
Even if you've never swung a bat in your life, even if you don't care about baseball, The Sandlot could still mean something to you.
You know, you'll be driving around, you'll see a bunch of Sandlots all over the place from kids because, they're like, oh, they did it.
Because it's not really about baseball. It's about being young, about chasing adventure, about that feeling of being out with your friends all day and coming home only when the street lights flicker on.
We were all walking on air that night. It had been a solid victory.
Childhood today looks nothing like it did back then. The kids in the movies don't have cell phones. No one is inside watching TV all day.
Benny would have played ball all day, all night, rain, shine, tidal wave, whatever.
No one is worrying about their social media presence. Their biggest concerns were finding a baseball, impressing the older kids,
Because if any one of them had come up to any one of us, we'd have just peed our pants.
and sneaking into the public pool.
But of all the things we ever did besides baseball, going to the pool was what he tolerated best.
It's the kind of childhood that, for most people, barely exists anymore. Scotty Smalls, the new kid in town, doesn't come into the story with experience.
But I'm not good at anything, Mom. Based, I'm just an A kid.
He's not the cool kid, not the natural athlete. He's awkward, he doesn't know how to throw a baseball,
Could you, like you said, teach me to play catch?
and he spends most of his time inside.
I was from another state and I didn't have a single friend in 1,000 miles.
He's the audience's entry point, the reminder that every friend group has that one person who didn't quite fit in at first.
I had no idea who they were talking about.
What, were you born in a barn, man?
But then there's Benny the Jet Rodriguez,
And the nickname stuck with him for the rest of his life.
the leader, the legend,
Baseball was the only thing he cared about.
Where you guys been? We've been waiting here forever already.
the kid every friend group revolves around, the one with so much raw talent and natural charisma that you just want to be around him.
Man, this is baseball. You gotta stop thinking.
And here's where The Sandlot understands something that most coming-of-age movies miss. Friend groups don't form because everyone is the same. They form because there's that one glue holding it all together. In this case, it's Benny.
Face up, you blockheads.
He sees something in Smalls before anyone else does. He doesn't laugh at him when he struggles, doesn't push him away for being different.
Part of the game, right?
Yeah.
Now how come he don't get to be?
Instead, he pulls him in.
Guys, this is Scott Smalls.
Hi.
He's gonna play with us.
He tells him he belongs.
Because he makes 9, so now we got a whole team.
And that's what childhood friendship is supposed to be about. If you grew up in the 60s, The Sandlot is nostalgic because it was your childhood.
8 o'clock, Benny?
Yeah, send us, Smalls.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
If you grew up in the 90s, it's nostalgic because it feels like your childhood. And if you're watching it for the first time today, it's nostalgic for a childhood you maybe wish you had.
Climb trees, hop fences, get into trouble, for crying out loud.
That's the power of this movie. It taps into something universal, the longing for a simpler time,
Get dressed, we're going to the Sandlot, come on.
for endless summers and friendships that felt like they'd last forever. The way this movie is shot feels nostalgic as well. The warm, golden color grading, the slightly exaggerated, almost dreamlike way the past is remembered, even the narration, where an older Smalls reflects on those summers.
And we did the stupidest thing any of us had ever done.
It feels like someone telling a story that's grown more legendary with time.
It was in the greatest summer of my life when he taught me how to play baseball and he became my best friend.
That's what nostalgia does. It makes the good times feel even bigger, even better.
Call that pitching?
Even if these aren't your memories, it somehow feels like they could have been. Every childhood has its legends.
Heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
The Sandlot builds its entire story around them. The Beast,
Something got the ball.
You can't go back there, Smalls.
Then how do we get the ball back? We don't.
the Great Bambino,
But you're really him.
You're the babe, the salt and the swat.
The game-winning plays and the summer crushes.
It became too much for Michael, Squints, Polydorus.
None of it is just a thing that happened. It's mythology. It's bigger, grander, more dramatic than real life.
You never heard of the salt and the swat?
The Titan of Terror.
And that's exactly how childhood memories work. Think about the beast. It's just a dog, sure, but to these kids, it's a monster.
There's a beast back there, a giant gorilla dog thing that ate one kid already.
A creature so massive and terrifying that baseballs disappear into its yard, never to be seen again.
I learned that more than 150 baseballs had gone over that fence.
They could just walk up to the fence and grab the ball, but that's not the story they tell themselves.
Why don't we just go over and ask Mr. Myrtle if he can go
Are
get
you out
it
of your
for us?
mind? He's the one who made the beast eat that kid. Forget about it.
Instead, they turn it into an adventure, a quest, something larger than life.
We're on his territory now.
And that's what kids do. They turn normal things into legends.
It's the matter of life and death.
They build stories out of summer days and make them feel incredible. That's why this film works so well. It doesn't just tell a story, it captures the way kids see the world.
Yeah, but I was gonna bring it back. But it was signed by Babe Ruth.
The only negative or upsetting thing I should say about this film is that it's about a summer that would never happen again.
But none of them ever came close to that first one.
The older Smalls narrates with a tinge of sadness because he knows those days are gone. The team drifts apart. The beast isn't scary anymore. The magic fades. But that's the beauty of it too, because even if those days don't last forever, the memories do.
We swore off the hard stuff forever and just stuck to Bazooka.
That's why people keep coming back to this film. It reminds them of something they can't get back, but also something they can still feel. And that feeling, it's worth everything. Then there's the way it captures childhood mischief.
What did you say? You heard me.
The exaggerated fears, the ridiculous dares, the way kids take simple things and make them feel huge.
Tomorrow, noon, at our field.
Like the challenge of stealing home plate or the thrill of sneaking into the pool to see the lifeguard.
What?
It's one of those movies that just stays with you. It doesn't really rely on huge twists or over-the-top drama. It's about childhood, friendship, and the kind of nostalgia that makes you wish you could go back, if even just for a little while.
Because I had zip time to make friends before summer.
It's a reminder of when life was simpler, when your biggest worry was whether you catch the ball, when summers felt endless, and when your best friends were the center of your universe. And if a movie can make you feel all of that, decades after you first saw it, then it's something truly special. Because deep down, no matter how much time has passed, a part of us will always be that kid on the field, glove in hand, waiting for the next big play.